This is Raising Kings, a space where single mothers raising young Black men come to heal, grow, and lead with power. We're not just raising boys, we're raising kings. Hosted by Jennifer Tolliver, a mother, mentor, and warrior in the fight for generational change. Let's get to work.
Hey family, welcome back to another wonderful episode of the Raising Kings podcast. Today's episode is incredibly special because I'm not joined by a guest. I'm joined by my son, my firstborn, my ride or die. He's the one that's seen me cry, hustle, pray, fight, grow, and he still calls me mom. So please welcome Noah. Hey Noah, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. All right. So thanks for being on here with me today. I know the life of an 18-year-old is crazy, in these days. So thanks for coming on. All right. So, and this is a safe space. So feel free to say whatever you want, whatever you want to say. And if it's too crazy, we'll just edit it out. All right.
All right.
All right. Okay, Noah, let's start here. What was it like growing up with me as your mom? You've seen the whole journey, the ups, the downs, struggle, healing. How did that shape you?
Well, I feel like it shaped me in a way where I grew up more resilient or with more integrity than my peers. Like certain stuff I couldn't stand for, or even the easier, more lenient stuff like just being emotionally there or available that holds more power than many admit or can grasp. So it was definitely a lot of learning.
Yeah, I can see that. You've grown into such a wonderful young man.
Thank you.
So, all right, so what's something you think that I did really well as a mom?
Well, a lot of things, but most importantly, you raise children who care not only for themselves or their family, but for those around them. They know that any actions they display they don't just affect us or the people near us, they affect people throughout, generations or time, energy exchange is very important to us because you taught us the the severity of understanding where you come from and where that energy is meant to go.
Okay, that's dope. I did do that. All right, so it's okay. The next question, keep it real, because the reason I'm asking is because I know I wasn't the perfect mother, especially, as a single mom, and a lot of single moms out there, they want to know, like, you are the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the women that I'm helping, you're the sun, and a lot of times sons don't like to open up and communicate and talk, you know what I'm saying? And we'll get into more of the communication aspects later, but was there anything, and I know there was, that I did that maybe didn't land the way I thought it did? Like something, you ain't gotta get all specific, but just in general, something that would help other moms who are in the same position.
Mm,
And get specific if you want to. It's fine.
well, I believe one of the most important lessons I learned from being around certain mistakes or just being one of the very few people that have to not pick up the pieces, but somewhat assemble them to be put back together, or, you know, I know our life it's given to us and our path is not always fixed, but growing up without a father, it was it was hard, especially because you're still learning to be a mother and a father, and you're still, especially just learning to be a grown woman, because all this stuff happened a lot early in your life, and people ain't really supposed to have kids in they late to mid 30s, unless you just special and you just mature like that. But it's something not to be taken lightly, and you still, not even knowing the full responsibility of it, you still took those roles on head on. And even when you did mistake or fumble, and I would fumble too, you would get up and that would show me to get back up. So the only mistakes I can really say is just not even mistakes, just learning and living. And you're doing great. So no one
Okay.
can take that away.
Don't make me cry on here. But yeah, so I appreciate what you're saying. And from what I'm hearing is that sometimes, when you're learning, you mess up and then there's pieces that get left behind. But as I continue to go forth, as I need to take care of y'all, you are left to kind of arrange whatever was left, the pieces that were left over. Is that kind of what you're saying? Like you were kind of responsible for, whatever I wasn't able to take care of, which wasn't exactly fair. And a lot of times I tell moms that, like in our case, it's kind of like we kind of grew together. So it's slightly different. But in a lot of cases, when you have your son and you're a single mom, he becomes the stand-in dad, or he becomes um, the one who picks up all the pieces, just like you said. So that's cool. And so thank you for that, Noah. I appreciate it. Okay, so if you could sit in a room full of single moms raising their sons, and you could give them, let me get my page together. All right, you can give them one piece of advice from a son's perspective. You're in a room full of single moms, and you can give them all one piece of advice. What would you say?
I guess I'd say a father is not just one single person. It could be a teacher, it could be a coach, it could be a gas station clerk that you just happen to see every day after school. It could, it don't gotta be a significant other. It could be just a friend. It's all kinds of roles that don't need to be the father in order to give a child a safe environment to grow up in, or to learn how to regulate their emotions and you know most importantly, you're not worth any less, or any more, because you don't have a man helping you, or your child isn't any less or any more because they don't have a father. The most important part is that it's in family, and it's together, not apart, not separate. You're not running from each other. The things you reflect onto each other isn't being thrown into the garbage. It's very important that you look for yourself and your family. And even when you don't like it, that's when you know you're doing what's right. When you confront it and you forgive them, but you got to forgive yourself. You can't forgive others until you've forgiven yourself, because it's worthless. Your apology is worthless unless you forgive yourself.
Absolutely. That's deep. So it's like, if you do something, don't even come apologize to me if you haven't forgiven yourself yet. I like that.
Thank you.
All right. That's excellent advice. So get yourself a male mentor, and it does not have to be a significant other. Thank you, Noah. All right. So, what helps a boy feel safe with his mom?
I don't know. I guess it could be different with every other relationship, or I guess just the presence, especially when it's like the intent is clear, like you're not there to, you know, sometimes we don't need a mom, we just need someone, anyone. And sometimes the mom is just the closest one, the most connected one. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. That's all we need sometimes. And what was the question?
It was, what helps a boy feel safe with his mom? So, like, emotionally safe and able to open up and talk to her. What facilitates that kind of exchange between a mom and son?
Well, safety within herself first. You can't bring nobody else safety unless you yourself can be your own safety in the storm. You can't teach love and peace to your children while reflecting fear and constant state of survival. You can't do that. It's impossible.
Whew, Noah got us on here checking ourselves. So you said don't apologize if you didn't forgive yourself. And don't come over here with trying to get a safe space if you're not safe within yourself, because it's not going to be authentic.
No, it's not going to work out. And you're just going to end up draining other people's energy or yourself. And you don't want to be alone. But,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but alone? Like
Right. I got
alone?
alone. I got y'all. All right. Dope. So, what are some of the things that makes a son want to open up, or what's some of the things that would make him shut down?
I guess shutting down would just be maybe you just, a child may lose his comfortability or feeling of safety if he may feel, well, it's plenty of reasons, but it's just the little things can trigger him. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe the child wanted you to see something. He thought this was so cold. He thought it was mind breaking. And then he was like, through stress and sheer tiredness, you couldn't give out nothing but that's nice, honey. Or that's pretty cool. And sometimes that feeling can shatter. And being young, you don't know why. You just feel like what you're what you like isn't worth it, or your what entertains you isn't true entertainment.
Mm.
Like
It's
it's
not
not.
validated by what you like and what's dope to you.
Yeah, especially feeling, and feelings have to be the most important. Feelings are never invalid. Even feelings in greed and in hate, prejudice, even racism, it ain't right, but it's not invalid because feelings are feelings. You can't take that away from no one. And the best thing you can do is just get to the bottom and just see, why do you feel like that? What makes you feel that way? Is it aligned with what you want to be? Does it help you get to where you want to be, or is it making you look like everybody else? Does it sound like everybody else? Do you look in the mirror and look like everybody else? It's it's all about you, but at the same time, it's about everyone else. It's just balance. You can't do nothing without balance. The sun and the moon, the mother and father, the son and daughter. There's no in between either or. It's just both there in constant harmony. Unless you want it to be dysfunctional, then that's a lot more to handle. And we already have too much on our plates to be dealing with family members that's younger or older than us for the rest of our lives. Because we've been doing that for over 400 years, and it's time we stopped. That shit's over with.
Over with.
Yeah.
All right. Next question then. Okay. So when did you feel the most supported by me?
I wouldn't say it was a specific time, but every time I feel unable or unworthy, like what I'm doing is not enough, or I'm doing too much, or I'm not right. When I want to lay down, you're always there to pick me up. And that's the most support I'll ever need. That's all I need. I don't need, someone in the stands with a giant picture of my face. I don't know if I'd love it or if I'd be like, please put it down. But all I need is just, I guess what we talked about earlier, validation, just presence, and with no, true agenda or intention, just intend to be there. That's all. That's the thing that makes me feel most, you know.
Okay. Dope. So I know, as you said, I've been a really great mom, but as we also said, not the perfect mom. So was there ever a moment you wish I had handled something differently? Because this will help a lot of moms. My ego is cool. I can take it. So anytime when there's something that, not necessarily that I did wrong, but something that I could have handled better. Yes, that one. Say that one.
Um, I guess just regulation. Um,
Like emotional regulation.
yeah,
Yeah, it's okay. But like if I come in mad, already type stuff and start going off or something like that. Is that what you're saying? Or something else? Or
yeah.
that too?
Um, well, I guess more so. Well, I don't even know if it's worth stating because you work on it. And the other one, I don't know if it's worth stating because it wasn't entirely your fault.
Well, let's go with the one that I'm working on.
Okay.
We talk about that.
Um, I guess just the emotional stability aspect of it. It's it can kind of be hard when, especially when you may be like the eldest or the oldest, you may have a lot on your plate, and sometimes that pressure, even if it's unsaid pressure on being the father figure or, you know, the protector, the guardian, you just inherit it. You didn't ask for it. You just got it. It wasn't even given to you. You're just so conflicted because you took it upon yourself, because who else? You don't know who else. So I guess it can kind of be hard when, you know, you're going through a bunch of stuff and you walk on eggshells because you're afraid a little miss up or not doing something right might cause your favorite person to blow up, or, you know, maybe they might lose a feeling, or you might become less worthy, and that's a lot. So I guess emotional stability is just one of the most powerful things you can control or practice, because you can't. Yeah, it's yeah.
I get that. And then, you know, on this journey and, you know, raising you guys, I've noticed that boys or males are very emotional and maybe more so emotional than females. And that emotional sensitivity, we don't see it all the time. And so that's why I always tell moms, like, you can it's easily hurt your son's feelings or damage how he feels about himself by how you emotionally react to things, because we don't always think about, you know, as moms, we don't always think about what you're thinking about. We just know that, you know, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, you know, when it's just, we feel like it's just us, you know, we don't necessarily take into account that I'm a partner with my son in this, my oldest son in this, because, you know, society doesn't really set it up that way. So even though you're doing all the things that a household partner would do, like helping me with the kids when I need it, you know, I'm not talking about taking out the trash and doing dishes. That's normal kid stuff. You're supposed to be doing that because you you living in the house. But all the extra stuff, that's looking out for me when you see I'm stressed out, you know, all that is what a partner in the household would do. And a lot of the times as moms, we don't acknowledge that that's what you are. So we don't take into account how you feel. You know, it's just like you're a kid and do what I say. But yeah, especially with boys, you know, and just with us having our conversations and going through stuff, because I didn't came in hot before, you know, because all I'm seeing is whatever it is that done triggered me, a mess, whatever. You know, I'm not thinking about what all you had to do that day. A lot of it's hard for us to wrap our minds around even being empathetic to a child as a black person, period. Because, you know, with kids, it's like, go sit, you're supposed to be, you know, talk if I talk to you and that's it type stuff. But at the same time, the stuff that you're doing and helping me in the house, that's grown up talk. You know what I'm saying? So I see what you're saying. And it's very important for us moms to wrap our head around the fact that, and every situation is different. Like, I'm not talking about if you got a 5-year-old son, a 10-year-old son. That's even though when you were when you were 10, you were holding it down. You know what I'm saying? But when you have somebody that's older in age and that's helping you do everything, you kind of have to make that mindset shift. So thank you, Noah, for that. And you are 18 now. You can say whatever you want to say. And you've helped me build this. Like, you've been in rooms, you know, when I've been on the calls, you've been behind the scenes and all that stuff, watching me stay up late editing stuff. You didn't memorize y'all didn't memorize the Dear Black Boys, the song, because of editing. Like, you've been there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, go check out Dear Black Boys by Relly Real. I'll put it in there. But
The Z.
huh?
It got a Z in it. You gotta say the Z.
with the Z. You know what I'm saying? Period. All right. So, how does it feel knowing that this work, this raising kings, started with you? How does that feel for you?
I don't want to say indifferent because I know how special it is. Like I know it's sacred and it's something beautiful. It's somewhere you can learn outside of churches and schools and whatever fixed societal norms they have out there. It's not here. It's, ain't no hate here. It's beautiful. So,
That's right. We don't talk bad about nobody.
so I guess it's more so proud of you. And then I also feel seen in ways
Mhm.
because I know if you ain't care, you wouldn't have done none of this. Right? It wouldn't have crossed your mind. It wouldn't be about raising kings. It'd just be single moms or, you know, maybe that's the next spinoff. Who knows? But um, yeah, it's just nice to not only be surrounded by a whole bunch of other young men without fathers and pause, but without fathers and a father figure to learn from. I'm glad that they can learn from whatever I had to go through. And, that's just the mission in general. So it's not, I'm not mad. I'm really proud. So,
Thank you very much. That means a lot coming from my son who I do this for. Well, you and your brother, but you're the oldest. So, what would you say to a mom who feels like she's failing?
the only reason she feels like she's failing is because she's telling herself she's failing. As long, because you got to try. And even when you try and you fail, it don't come out as a 0%. You still got percent effort in there.
Still got some credit.
Yeah. Like you still get some extra credit, get a game or something, some shoes randomly. But other than that, failing is just that's a mindset too. If you want to be a failure, then that's what you want to be. But if you don't want to be a failure, stop calling yourself a failure. Start acting like you're doing right. Start, you know, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. I'm gonna tell you it's gonna hurt. To be better, that's gonna hurt. Bad. Cause it's things you gotta sacrifice. Even when you think you at the top, at your peak, you think you can't get any worse, you can't stoop any lower. It's gonna be tests, it's gonna be people, it's gonna be words, it's gonna be random feelings that you just randomly get, and you know they're not yours, but you can't help but to just accept them. Maybe, probably, I don't know where they came from, but it must be some because it's in my head. No, it's not only about effort, but it's just about trying. Just try. You can't fail if you try. You can't truly fail if you try. There's no mother out there that's completely horrible. Even the worst moms that we know of, they they weren't just always horrible. It was times they tried, and then it was times they gave up because it was too painful to try. Persistence is key. So
Absolutely. Did you get that, moms? Did you check that out? If you're feeling like you're a failure, where them thoughts coming from? All right. So, what's one thing you want other sons to know about their moms?
that they trying, even if it looked like they not, or like they may be emotionally hard. Because I know some moms out there that's wild, they crazy, they be angry and stuff.
Yeah.
They be, and I get it, but even under all that, it's still a young girl that never got the same protection she's trying to give you. It's the same woman who grew up with the same fears that you have. They may not be spot on, but they the same. They come from the same places, the same issues. You may think she don't understand, but she at least grasps a fragment of whatever you're feeling. It's embedded in us. Mother to son, that's a strong bond. People just walk over. Like you carried us and now we carry you. We are your embodiment. Every time we walk and we make an action, it's not just about us, it's about who we represent, our wives, our sisters, our nieces, our cousins, our mothers, our grandmothers and their mothers. It's a generational thing, and it's not going to be sacred until we start acting like it is. So we got to start opening up to the fact that even though our parents are supposed to be the big protector and the big emotional support, sometimes we got to be that for our parents too. And that's normal. That's just how it is. Just because it wasn't how it was when they was children doesn't mean that's not how it's supposed to be now. As we still supposed to, like, we had white men experimenting on black women because black women didn't feel the same pain as white women. We can't keep doing that to each other. Black people gonna get it. We know what it's like to be put down, so we gonna put each other. That's not right. And then we can't go around and put other people down and other races down because we feel away. That's not right either. They ain't doing nothing. That's just creating stagnancy. You got to keep moving. You got to keep the energy flowing. It's ancestors and grandparents that's waiting on you to do the things that they wish they could have done. They could have said the things they wish they could have said. Times when they wanted to say no, just because they didn't want to. They didn't want to do it. They didn't feel like doing it. They felt it wasn't right, but they had to do it because they didn't have a choice. We have that choice. We are in a generation where we are waking up to the fact that we have a choice. Even as children, we have choices. Just because we're not 18 don't mean we don't make life revelating choices. It's all around us, just choices and choices. You got to make sure you choose the right one so you don't end up stuck. So you don't keep your family and your children and your grandchildren waiting another couple hundred years. Because that's not the way to go. Because we tired. We tired. We don't want to carry y'all. No, I'm just playing.
No,
But,
don't only cook. Let them cook. Keep going.
well, yeah.
Okay. So, what's one thing that you want moms to know about their sons?
It skipped. You said to know about their sons?
Yeah, like what would you tell moms, just in general? What do you want them to know about their kid or their sons?
If they could do more, they definitely would. And that'll never leave the mind, you know? Sometimes it turns into guilt or shame. You start, that's where we get Jodies from or dope boys. Yeah, all these archetypes and stereotypical young black men that never make it to see another movie or that you don't never see grow old in the movie.
Right.
That's why the movie The Wood, they was all cool and they was cool. They thing was women. That's why they got to live longer.
What?
But
Oh, for them in the movie.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's just they would definitely try harder if they could. And when they feel like they not doing enough or like when, it's not adding up to nothing, that's when they turn angry and that grief turns to rage and that guilt turns to shame and it becomes projected onto others. until the point where you looking at your own child like, damn, what did I do? Did I do that? How I let that happen? How I didn't see that years ago? Because it wasn't there years ago. It boils up, you know? So just let him know that you know that he's trying and that he would do more if he could. Sometimes it's just, you just got to wait. You just got to work, keep your head down and wait. And you got to teach him that too. So he don't end up chasing dreams that ain't real. Trying to conform to a 9 to 5 that don't make no sense to them. It's a art major or some kind of the next Picasso that's working at McDonald's right now because they parents was like, go get a job. We tired of you being in here coloring and stuff. Like these arts, these little talents that your children have, they are powerful. They can make money. They can make people laugh, smile. It's streamers that I watch that make me smile like some kind of little child when I watch them. I completely forget that I have responsibilities when I watch them because we share something in common, and that's a connection. You don't got to know somebody to have a connection with them. So it should be even easier for you to have a connection with your children because they right there. They're etherically connected to you. They come from you. You and your companion, y'all literally did the sacred act of becoming one, and what y'all make? A child. That is of you. Exactly. So I know y'all hate y'all baby daddies, but
we're not saying that. We're not even gonna talk about them on here. But did you say etherically connected? Okay. All right, son. What else you got to say? What else would you tell mom? I don't have any more questions. I'm gonna let you cook. Say what you want to say. You can go whatever you want to say. Flame bearer route. You can just do general talk, or if you're done, you're done. But I'm going and give you the stage. I don't have any more questions. Yeah, get your heart chakra together. All right, what you got to say?
I guess I want to start from the beginning. Well, not even the beginning, but where we come from. Because as Black people, we are so special. Like we don't even like we know we cold, but we don't know how cold we is, and that's the funny part. Because it's some of us out here who just remember everything, who know everything. They done studied, they done worked hard, they done believed in themselves when everybody else was like, nigga, you're crazy. You're tweaking. You're going to hell. God doesn't love you.
That part.
Exactly. All this shit. And the first monotheism or monotheistic religion was the Zaro. And they were Persians. Their king was black. He went up against all them white people and they all fell. That was an ancient move. There's certain aspects that they don't want us to know with certain, because when we remember enough to the point where these little TikToks and these Instagrams, these radios, these little words of veiled encouragement, we just burn through it. We see through it and we walk through it. We set fires for those still walking in the veil. We set fires for those who's lost in the fog. It's all kinds of us just everywhere, just waiting. You didn't walk past us. You didn't shake hands. You didn't went in the classroom with us. You didn't learned with us. We been talked. They may have talked to you and was like, and you felt shunned. You felt bad. But that's not to feel bad. You just weren't ready. It's, there's no reason for envy when we all got the same spot. We all came from the same breath. We came from the same emotions. It ain't no reason to, you know, and just love your skin. We be bleaching skin. I know I'm just going off topic, but you done gave me platform to just speak.
You
So
got the floor. I did see
yeah,
some skin bleaching stuff at the beauty supply. I was a little disturbed, but I couldn't believe, and it was prominently placed, like, and it was almost sold out. So that's very
like at
remarkable.
the they be having them stands that look like clearance to black people, but whole time it be just I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, our skin, the reason why we don't get sun cancer is because the sun be giving us messages. Our melanin holds codes. The sun gives us information. We get light, we get love, we get remembrance from looking at the sun. It's people who used to stare at the sun. They used to be a whole religion, it's like a whole practice. Just staring at the sun till you found clarity. Fasting in hot temperatures. Where you think we got a sauna from? We done distort that to make our appearance look good. Whole time that's for clarity. All that fog, that's like the eyes is the ego. The eyes is the ego. Whatever you see is not always that. You gotta think with your heart. And most importantly, you gotta think up here. When those two things align, ain't nothing that could tell you off, that can make you feel bad, that can make you wrong when you know you're aligned. Ain't no misalignment when those two things aligned. Because there's people out here, it's exes, it's classmates, it's parents, it's family members, it's people in traffic, it's people walking the street. And they're gonna try to piss you off. They're gonna try to make you stoop low. When you go low, you go lower, or you go higher. That's an actual saying. All these sayings ain't just for play. Our words is powerful. All this shit means something. All these little southern sayings we got. Shoot my dog and call me Sally. Where you think that came from? It's exactly what it sounds like.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't know how you know that saying,
Where am
but
I?
oh,
That's fine.
what?
Yeah, we went to Party City and
Oh, okay, don't grab my stories on the YouTube. They'll have me back in court. Go ahead, keep going.
but yeah, we black people, we magic. We're literal magic. We came from a time and a place where the elements in time literally bended to our remembrance, our memory, our love, our compassion. That's why we feel so strong. You don't see white people walking around either angry or out there with their ass out. It's mainly the black people because we got so much healing energy. We got so much power that we radiate. Shit, it's just so much about us that they are trying to replicate and they will never be able to do it. They will genuinely never be able to do it. And that don't mean the white people bad. It don't mean that any other race is bad. We all just got different purposes. We all got different origins. Shit, some of us made, some of us came here. Some of us was born here. Some of us just slipped in. It's all kinds of people and creatures on this planet. We need to stop treating each other like it's an obstacle to talk to somebody. It's a shit. It's dangerous out there. Don't go out there. Don't go hang out with them. It's all kinds of things you might learn with people. Sometimes, even when you see people around the wrong people, you see them going through shit that they don't want to tell you about. Sometimes you just got to tell them, "Hey, man, I'm here for whatever. I will always hold the light for you. Go ahead and do your thing. Go learn. Go have fun. I'm right here when you get ready." And that's all we need to do is just start holding each other. Lean on me. Is all kinds of like, come on now. We hate each other too much. I I hate niggas too. I don't be want to go nowhere. I don't. God forbid I go somewhere and it's ghetto, I'm gonna be blue. But then I always find myself glad I went. I find myself glad I met those people that I made interactions. Even for a split second, somebody might look at you and be like, because your presence brings a calmness, it brings peace, you know? These people look at you in certain ways because you're the shelter in the eye of the storm. Even when you don't know it, they know it. That's why you be getting overwhelmed. Like, why? Why do people keep talking to me? Leave me alone. I can't help you because you can't help them. You can't. God can't help us. The source can't help us. Whatever phone, whatever gun you think you got, whatever homies you think you got, whatever money you think you got, that ain't gonna help you. Ain't none of that gonna help you. You think this little court system gonna help you? No. You gotta do it yourself. You gotta put the energy in it yourself. You're unstoppable. Act like it. Just because the veil's an unmovable thing, don't make you burst through it. When in physics, if an unmovable object meets an unstoppable one, it causes a great collision. That collision can equal up to some kind of huge nuclear bomb. Now think about that. Why are we going against each other? Causing catastrophic pieces for our children to pick up while everybody else holding hands laughing at us. Like them niggas still hurt from 400 years ago. Some white people got away with it and they don't give a damn. They cooling. They don't got, like, we hold too much generational trauma, and that's for a reason, because we got the most potential to heal ourselves and everyone else. We were here first. Indigenous, Native Americans, not Indians. I saw a clip in 1993 talking about, well, are they really Indians? And I wanted to say in the comment section, he's not lying. He's a shitty ass nigga, but he's not lying. He holds truth. His bullshit be truth at times. It's just the truth that we bury. We gotta listen before we listen to the person. Listen to the voice before you hear the person. I barely listened to R. Kelly my whole life. The only song I can actually sing is I Believe I Can Fly, and that was because of elementary school.
Your
They had
concert.
us singing it. Yeah.
You did something.
That was the only song I know. And now that we know all this shit he done, I don't want to listen to that nigga. I don't listen to him. People would be playing them, you know, and I'd be like, that's a damn shame. But I had to learn that my principle isn't everybody else's principle. My law isn't the same law as everybody else's. Just because I condemn this nigga and his music for what he stood for, the energy he put out, doesn't mean I get to dictate who else gets to put their own energy into it. We are not God. We cannot, we can't control how people feel and who they feel for.
Right.
So, even the most powerful can't do that. The source can't even do that. Because you're conscious. Act conscious. Conscious ain't just some corny ass rap label. It's reality. It's real.
Absolutely. What else? You done? No? Let's go. Keep going.
I don't know. I was gonna just publicly announce everything, but no, I don't think so. Not yet.
YouTube does have some restrictions. Don't get your mama booted off that. But I'm very proud of you, son. All right. So is there anything else? Well, just give us, we've come to a new place in the conversation. So I'm going to re-ask the question. What would you say to single moms raising sons, if you could say anything? It could be two things. It could be a general statement. It could be a word. Just give us something to go off on today.
Just teach them how to regulate moods, how to
Anything?
feel.
Yeah.
Because just knowing how to feel, that's the most important thing. It's things you may learn in life, and if you don't know how to handle that, it'll never come to you, or you just might get the wrong lesson from it. You might come out the end with the wrong, you know?
Yeah.
It's like going in a room and forgetting why you went in there.
Right. I do that a lot.
So,
Okay.
yeah, just teach them how to feel, so that
Very.
they can learn how to grieve with their own mistakes and the mistakes of others, and also learn how to take in that joy and the joy of others.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Because a lot of times, you know, when you have so much stress as a young kid, you think it's wrong to feel joy, you know,
Mhm.
like something, like you're doing something bad, like when the other shoe gonna drop, is you happy.
And then you feel even worse when you see other people that's happy, and you like, why can't I be happy like them? Am I now envious? Am I portraying hate because I want to be happy like them? It's,
That's shadow work,
yeah.
which we all need more of. Because like those are, like you said, it's valid. All your emotions and feelings are valid. You just have to get to the root.
Yeah. As above, so below. Your darkest thoughts are connected to your highest ones. So even the darkest things you can imagine yourself doing, when that idea or that perpetual fear of becoming that pops up, think about what's the most good you think you can do. What's the most beautiful thing you see yourself doing? How vivid are both of those things you feel?
Yeah.
It's, you know, you can't be good without have been bad. There is no goody, there is no saint who's always been a saint. That's a title you earn. You're not raised as a saint. You know how hard that would be if you were called a saint from birth and you had to keep that? That's
That'd be a lie.
impossible. Exactly. It's a lie. It's something you earn.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see no 20-year-old saints out here. Ain't no 20-year-old nuns that's called Saint Mary, Saint Agatha. They all old because they done been through it all. They done learned. And the thing that makes a saint is the person who done seen the most, done the most, been in the lowest of places, and still choose to get back up, even when they feel they don't deserve that, when they don't believe redemption is possible, is valid, that redemption is even deserved.
Right.
The person who rises out of that is unstoppable. Ain't nothing that could be done to them.
Yep. And one who doesn't forget
Exactly.
what it was like and what they did and why they did it. And, you know, you're not judging the next person for doing the same things you did, even though
Right.
you know better now. Okay. Well, we're going ahead and wrap it on up. It's getting late. But Noah, man, you just hooked me up on this. I want to say thank you so much, for real. Not just for being here, you know, on this victorious day, but just for helping shape me as a mom, you know, a leader, and helping me become the woman I am today. And this work is called Raising Kings, but truthfully, you know, I've been raised too, you know, by the process and by you. And I always tell moms, like, you're not only raising your son, you're raising yourself as well. So I really appreciate you being here and for your insight. And to all the mothers listening, this episode was for you. We got the word right out of the horse's mouth. This is the stuff that your son might be too scared to tell you, or that you never took the time to ask. So this is for you, from a son's voice straight to your heart. Okay? You're not perfect, but you are powerful, and your sons are watching you rise. So thank you so much for watching another episode of Raising Kings. And thank you for my wonderful, handsome, intelligent, prolific son, Noah. Thank you for being here. And I hope you come back. You know, we could do something like this a lot. You know, I appreciate you being here. And I'll have more time to let you go off on your tangents. Just don't get me kicked out of here. All right. Thanks so much, Noah. I'll see you at home.
All right, see ya. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Absolutely.
All right.